Authorities have declared the Kooragang Island fire zone safe. It follows a concerted effort by firefighters over the past few weeks, pumping water from the Hunter River and using earth-moving equipment to smother the blaze, burning underground in old industrial waste pits. Thermal imaging drones will be used to detect any further hotspots, while air quality monitoring will continue over the coming weeks. Anzac Day commemorations have already begun in earnest across the Hunter. Crosses and candles were today placed in remembrance at separate events.
Anzac Day is a family affair for Ron Headley. 3 generations paying respects alongside the 98-year-old great-grandfather.
Back down that block for a lot of mates.
The World War II veteran who fought during the New Guinea campaign is the last man standing, his friends all gone. The proud digger was among around 100 people to attend a candlelit vigil at Civic Park's Memorial Grove this evening. Earlier today, War Widows Guild members, along with relatives, planted wooden crosses outside Christchurch Cathedral, creating a field of remembrance in tribute to those who never made it home.
What I notice is the loyalty and the strength of the women who are still acting to remember the ones they've lost. Whilst there's fewer of them now than there used to be, they still enjoy each other's company and share that one thing in common.
Sam Burberry, NBN News.
And if you can't make the Newcastle Dawn service, you can watch it live here on 9NBN from 5 a.m. We'll also live stream it at nbnnews.com.au. One of the country's most recognisable ships has pulled into Newcastle's Queen's Wharf. The city is the final stop on the Young Endeavour's latest adventure. One crew members began as complete strangers less than a fortnight ago.
Few endeavours have changed more lives than the Young Endeavour Youth Program. The tall ship visiting Newcastle at the end of its latest voyage. Among the current crew, Anna Gibson from Wallsend.
I had very high expectations, and to say the least, they exceeded them.
The university student says she's learnt valuable lessons and made lasting friendships while on board.
We've been getting to know each other, which has been really great, developing a whole lot of skills in communication, in team building.
The 27-strong crew has been sailing under Lieutenant Commander Andrew Callender.
I think he gives off a bit of a tough, captain persona, but underneath, he's a very, very funny guy.
The skipper says the younger-than-usual crew, even for the Young Endeavour, has more than proved itself.
So our ages are from 16 and 23, and this voyage we've got at least 2/3 of the crew are under 18. Some people, we get letters from their parents saying it's changed their lives. Some people just have a fun time.
Sam Burberry, NBN News.
Still to come, a $34 million cocaine haul found in crates of furniture.
Murray, do you ever think about your future?
Yeah, I just bought the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus from Telstra. So when the 5G version launches in the future, I can upgrade for no extra cost.
Actually, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Get your future sorted. Buy the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus now with 5G handset upgrade included.
In for unbelievable deals at Tank World. 5,000 litre tank and 3-tap pump from $8.95. 15,000 litre tank and 6-tap pump from $19.95. Race in ends May 6th. Tank World, 1-800-68-69-70.
Australia, you've told us you want more for your money. So now you can upgrade your favourite Domino's pizza to extra large for just $3 more. And get 50% more pizza, 50% more toppings, 50% more to share at Domino's.
First, the Liberals cut $6 million from Gosford Hospital and cut $14 billion from schools. Now we find out keeping your wages low is a deliberate part of their plan. Listen for yourself.
The wages aren't moving, are they? This is an incredibly important point. That is a deliberate design feature of our economic architecture.
The Liberals deliberately keep wages low. The Liberals, only for the top end of town. Authorised by N. Carroll, Australian Labor Party, Canberra.
This is my mum, and here's my work mum, Kerry. She makes sure there's no sneaky snacks during the day.
Celebrate all your mums with an emerald or diamond ring or pearl and cubic zirconia earring set this Mother's Day at Michael Hill.
I wanted to be able to give the options of having a huge selection. Believe it or not, we still can't fit it all in. Always trying to keep up with the trends. We spend our time and go through the whole selection with the customer. Not everyone wants the same thing. What makes us different is our people. Everyone's super friendly and knowledgeable. We genuinely care about our customers and want them to be happy.
Tiles for your walls, tiles for your floors, save more at Tile Warehouse.
See today's farming on show. Tocal Field Days. Over 350 exhibitions, events, demonstrations and displays. Tocal Field Days.
Giddy up, you've got to E-I-E-I go.
May 3rd, 4th and 5th.
The brand new Karcher FC5 hard floor cleaner uses smart roller technology to vacuum and mop in one. Suitable for all hard floors.
A 39-year-old man has faced court charged with making a hoax bomb threat against a flight from Mumbai to Singapore in March. Sanjay Kurat allegedly made the call from his Newcastle home, causing disruption and delays to airlines and passengers in Singapore, also resulting in the deployment of the country's Air Force. He's been granted conditional bail. Police have stopped 68 kilograms of cocaine from hitting Australian streets after uncovering it hidden in furniture crates. Officers have already raided 3 properties over the bust, and tonight a South African national is behind bars.
To the untrained eye, the 4 crates of furniture looked legitimate. But when the cargo from South Africa arrived in Sydney earlier this month, Border Force officials x-rayed it and found 61 blocks of cocaine.
It was sophisticated. If we weren't on top of our game, we may have missed it, but we won't.
Police say the drugs weighing 68 kilograms are worth about $34 million. And yesterday afternoon, investigators arrested and charged a 45-year-old South African national after they say he showed up at a storage facility where the crates had been delivered.
He spent a bit of time trying to deconstruct it, and at some point he became aware something was wrong, and he tried to leave.
Police have since raided 3 properties in Campbelltown where they say they've found evidence of a criminal syndicate importing drugs into Australia from South Africa, but say the investigation is still in its early stages.
Be looking over your shoulder. We're coming to get you.
Hannah Sinclair, NBN News.
A teenager who ran over and killed an Australian man in Los Angeles has surrendered to police. The 19-year-old claims he didn't see Andrew Mallard until it was too late, and then he panicked, a reaction that could now land him behind bars.
Christopher Smith, side by side with his lawyer, handing himself into police in Los Angeles today. He admits he ran over and killed Andrew Mallard, and leaving him dying on Sunset Boulevard.
I'm sorry for the accident. I feel sorry for the victim's family. It was dark out, I didn't see him.
Smith had been out to dinner with friends. He says he wasn't speeding and he hadn't been drinking. He was on his way home, then right here on Sunset Boulevard, Andrew Mallard, he says, stepped right in front of him.
It was like something out of the Twilight Zone. He's never been in any trouble in his life.
Mallard was in the US visiting his fiancée, and this security video in a store recorded him just after 1 a.m. last Thursday. Minutes later, he was killed. It was a tragic end for a man who suffered so much. After 12 years in prison, he was freed after being wrongfully convicted of murdering Perth jeweller Pamela Lawrence in 1995.
I just ran home to my mom. I just panicked.
If found guilty, he could face 2 to 4 years in prison. Robert Penfold, NBN News.
Mass protests are being planned for Donald Trump's state visit to Britain after Buckingham Palace confirmed the US president has accepted the Queen's invitation. It comes a year after hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets of London during a less formal visit. Mr. Trump will also head to France. Gavin Morris joins us now with a quick look at our weather. And Gav, what conditions can we expect for the dawn services?
Wow, it's looking very nice this year. Sometimes it can be very cold, it can be very wet, but not this time around. The wind's also quite light, and there's still a little bit of that mid to high level cloud lingering over northern New South Wales and over the Gold Coast area. That'll trap in some of that warm air, making for relatively mild conditions. So the dawn service overall looking pretty good, and Anzac Day is going to be quite a day, particularly across the Greater Hunter, the northwest, mid-north coast, a stack of sunshine, incredibly warm temperatures, feeling a lot more like summer. So a fantastic two-up afternoon on the way. All of your local details headed your way a little later in the bulletin.
Thank you, Gav. Ahead in the news, the young boy who's turning trash into treasure. And the long wait ends for Avengers fans.